Today happened to be Friday, May the 15th, 2020, about 9:35 a.m. here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. This is a Family Dollar store here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, at 601 South Main Street in Charleston, Missouri. Store number 9411. This store has a history. First, I'm going to go back to February of 2020 when a young man by the name of Raymond in Georgia that was jogging, and a father and son by the name of McMichael. The father happened to be a retired investigator for the state of Georgia. Also, he worked with the prosecuting attorney. Him and his son stereotyped a black individual that they seen going into a house that was up under construction down the street from theirs. The McMichaels are white. The individual that they stereotyped was black. They followed behind him, and some other individual was following behind him, videoing as they shot and killed this black man, 25-year-old unarmed black man, because they said they was doing a citizen arrest. Now, reason why I use the word stereotype, it was a video today where the McMichaels attorney saying people is rushing to judgment on their clients and stereotyping them and haven't heard the story. Now, at no time did this man have a gun, and the people that owned the house that was up under the construction said nothing has ever been stolen out of there. Now, this happened in February of 2000. Let me lower my voice for this individual that said I be talking a little too loud. But if he listened to Martin Luther King don't talk low. But anyway, now, these individuals, lawyers said that they are being stereotyped, but yet they stereotyped this young black man who all he was doing was jogging. He wasn't charged with trespassing going in that house, if that was him. But now, the only reason these individuals are arrested is solely because people use their First and 14th Amendment right to protest that something happens. You see, the McMichaels had ties with the local prosecuting attorneys. You see what I'm saying? So nothing wasn't done. Now let's go back to February again of 2020 here in Charleston, Missouri, at this Family Dollar store across the street at 601 South Main Street, store number 9411. On February the 13th, 2020, my two young daughters went in this store, 13 and 14 years old, to go get something, to buy them something, as they do all the time since this store been built. But a white female employee asked my 13-year-old daughter, was that a wig on her head? Then proceeded to tell her, you know you don't supposed to be in this store. And my daughter wanted to know why. And she said that her and her mother was in this store earlier on February the 13th, 2020, stealing. And to make a long story short, my daughter's mother, before she passed away, March of 2020, she was over 400 miles away and having lived in Charleston, Missouri since 2008. Now, this female told my 14-year-old that she can produce the photo of showing my daughter and their mother coming in there stealing. That was February the 13th, 2020. This is May the 15th, 2020, and it hadn't been produced yet. But you see, just like they tried to cover up for the McMichaels for killing the black man, let me show you what a Charleston, Missouri police officer here in Charleston, Missouri tried to cover up. I called the police and told my daughters and them to stay there because I was in the next city about 15 miles away when my daughter called me crying, telling me how they was falsely accused, embarrassed in this store by this white female that worked there, claiming my younger daughter was stealing out of the store regularly. She has no reason to steal. Never been stealing anything. Never been a part of the juvenile system here or no place else. But let me show you this. I called the police and talked to the sergeant, Sergeant Percy Owens, black. Him and his court worker, Austin Henson, white. Austin Henson has a history, and I have documentation, has a history of trying to cover up things and lying on his police reports, especially when it come to me when I filed some type of report. But I asked the sergeant to demurely take my daughters and them over there because my neighbors had came and had my daughters and them with them. Asked them to just go over there and get the name of the white female that have falsely accused my 13-year-old daughter of stealing. That's something that any person would do. Any person that's not a sellout black or a racist white. Now, here it is. Sergeant Percy Owens did what I asked him to do. I didn't ask him to do anything else because I know my daughters and them wasn't stealing. And if they was, they would have been disciplined and I would have took them downtown. But now, Percy Owens called me from the police department and told me that he gave me the name of the individual. But Austin Henson, he tried to do what they did in Georgia, tried to cover up for this white female, being him white. And every white police on the Charleston, Missouri Police Department is not racist. But I know two things. The chief of police of Charleston, Missouri, and the sheriff of the Mississippi County here in Charleston, Missouri, both go to the same church, and neither one I have seen fight against racism when they know racism or corruption, especially when it comes to whites doing something to blacks. Now, this is what Austin Henson wrote to try to cover up for the white female, and the white female never once said that any one of my daughters cursed at him. But now this is what he said. He said that Carr told us she had a mom and daughter come into the store and steal. Let me let y'all see it. Well, I'll do it like this here. And steal a lot. She thought one of the girls was the daughter. She thought. She asked if she was supposed to be in the store, asking my daughter that, and the girl did not respond. She then asked again something to the nature of you with the wig. Calling my daughter, identifying her as you with the wig. Are you the girl that is not supposed to be in here? Carr claimed, this is what the police officer claimed in his report. Both girls told her they did not have a mother. One of the two girls then began to cuss at Carr. Now, if you a police officer and you got this information, you would find out which girl, if anybody cussed. But Carr never said my daughters cussed at him. Anybody know my daughters, they know my daughter's not going to cuss at him. The two girls left before Carr was able to get a photo and make a positive identification. Now, that was February the 13th, 2020. This is May the 15th, 2020. This same police that wrote this report, you would think he have that photo now to be able to positively identify my daughter. He go on to say, after speaking with Carr and the juveniles involved, he never spoke to my daughters. There has been no crime committed. Carr was simply doing her job as an employee of Family Dollar to cut down on the theft. Now, she was simply doing her job, y'all, he said, to cut down on the theft. Now, what theft did my daughters and them commit? Where is the photo? And you know, at the end of his report, let me see where he got. He said that this is all the information that I have at this time. Now, if that's all the information you got at this time, and that was about 3 months ago, then where is your follow-up report to show that my daughter wasn't stealing? Teresa Carr didn't have my daughter's photo nor her mother's photo in this store. Never have and never will. But you see, now you have some of my critics saying, why am I complaining about this and Teresa Carr was fired? Let me go back to October the 23rd, 2019, when me and a black individual was standing at this counter waiting to be waited on, and this same white female, Teresa Carr, employee for Family Dollar, was standing behind the counter playing with her phone as me and this black individual was standing waiting to be waited on. Then a white customer came in and asked about a floodlight. Teresa Carr stopped playing with her phone, took the white customer to the back of the store. The white customer then came back, left out the door without a floodlight. Apparently they didn't have any floodlights. Teresa Carr never surfaced again. Then we stood there for a while and I left out, but I made a report to the manager that was there, another employee, a black and white, which both said what type of person Teresa is or was, and to the district manager, which is black. Nothing was never done. You see, now 2 incidents, then went to my two daughters, and nothing was ever done. Teresa Carr kept on working. So I filed a report with the Human Rights Commission. And now that my report is filed on March the 7th, 2020, Teresa Carr on a Saturday night or evening, Teresa Carr was fired. And they gonna say these is what my critics say, well, she was fired for what she did to your daughters and you. She couldn't have been. It don't take from October the 23rd to March the 7th to fire somebody or at least suspend somebody, or from February the 13th to March the 7th to fire or suspend somebody when you have it on video to show documented proof. It's called corruption, cover-up, and racism. There's nothing else to call it. You see what I'm saying? Just like it's happening in Georgia. But it's one thing about Georgia, they have attorneys that take up for these people. But in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, we have to go far away. You have the Georgia Brewer investigation to get involved. You see what I'm saying? Here in Charleston, Missouri, you have some police. If the right police would have came, it would have been a legitimate report. Not a police report, but a legitimate field report. You see, they would have took the information that I gave them and my daughters and them gave them. They wouldn't have no information for Teresa Carr because Teresa Carr is the one called them on. I'm the one that called them on Teresa Carr. You see what I'm saying? So this is how people try to cover up with racism. But I don't care if people don't like it or not. Had the people in Georgia not have said nothing, it would have been a done deal. Had I not said nothing, the Human Rights Commission from the state of Missouri wouldn't be investigating. Peace be still.